that over time will buy your financial freedom. Easy to do? Surprisingly so. Easy not to do? Tragically so. To give you a sense of the cost of waiting, listen to the following example. Let's say you and your best friend are both 24 years old. You both read The Slight Edge and decide you'd like to start putting away $2,000 a year into an IRA so you'll retire at age 65 with over $1 million. Your friend starts doing it now. You wait. You don't get around to it this year, or next, or the next. In fact, you procrastinate for the next 6 years. At the beginning of year 7, you ask your friend how his IRA is doing. You are stunned when he tells you that he's finished. After investing $2,000 a year for 6 years at 12%, he's all set. By the age of 65, the little financial ball he started rolling will have snowballed into over $1 million, even if he never puts in another penny. That's it, you decide. It's time for action. You start putting in your $2,000 each year. How many years will it take before you've caught up to your friend? In other words, by what age will you be able to stop investing your annual $2,000 like he did? You can't believe your eyes when you see the answer. You're going to have to keep investing that $2,000 every single year until the age of 62. Your 6 years of procrastination has cost you 33 years of investing. That's 27 more years and $54,000 more invested just to arrive at the same place. But what if I'm not 24? What if I'm 44 or 64? Does that mean I've missed the boat? Are you saying it's too late for me? Not at all. You're never too old, and it's never too late to start applying slight edge tactics to achieve your dreams, financial and otherwise. In fact, best-selling author David Bach has written an excellent book titled Start Late, Finish Rich, addressing exactly that issue. And it's a great companion to The Slight Edge. My point is simply that there is a cost to waiting. It's never too late to start. It's always too late to wait. I am as passionate about personal health and fitness as I am about financial health. I believe your health is the most prized possession. It amazes me how many people pay no attention to their health. You know what you're supposed to eat. We all do. Fresh fruits and vegetables, complex carbs, salads, whole foods, lean meats, more fish and poultry than beef. You know it, I know it, we all know it. So why do so many of us still go out and chow down cheeseburgers and fries every day? I'll tell you why. Because it won't kill us. Not today. If you ate a cheeseburger and immediately suffered a near-fatal heart attack, would you ever go near a cheeseburger again? I doubt it. It may take 20 or 30 years, but when you add up all the compounded interest on all that high-fat, artery-clogging dietary mayhem, eventually your poor, overworked heart just quits, stops dead. And so do you. We dig our graves with our teeth. It's easy to eat well, and it's easy not to. A simple positive action, a simple error in judgment. Either way, it's the slight edge at work, working for you or working against you. Invisible results. Why do you walk past the exercise bike? Because it's easy. If you don't exercise today, will that kill you? No, of course not. You know what you need to do to stay healthy and feel fit and live a long life. Get your heart rate up, a little over normal, for 20 minutes 3 times a week. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it, and it's easy to do. But it's also easy not to do. And if you don't do it today or tomorrow or the next day, you won't suddenly drop dead, and you won't suddenly put on 20 pounds, and you won't suddenly lose all your muscle tone and flop around like a marionette with his strings cut off. But that simple error in judgment, compounded over time, will take you down and out. You see one person eating a good meal and the person next to him eating an awful meal. One person saving a penny, another spending a penny. One taking a brisk walk, another sitting and watching the news. Is there any difference between the two? Nothing you can see. Not today, and probably not tomorrow. It's easy to conclude and live as if it doesn't really make any difference. The difference between success and failure is not dramatic. In fact, the difference between success and failure is so subtle, most people miss it. They hold the philosophy that what they do doesn't really matter. It's not hard to see how people come to this understanding of life. I don't blame them. It's completely understandable. It's just not the truth. The truth is, what you do matters. What you do today matters. What you do every day matters. Those little things that will make you successful in life, that will secure your health, your happiness, your fulfillment, your dreams, are simple, subtle, tiny things that nobody will see, nobody will applaud, nobody will even notice. They are those things that, at the time you do them, often feel like they make absolutely no difference, like they don't matter. They do. Chapter 3. The Secret of Time. So, you walk a little today and get your heart rate up a bit. You lift a few weights, you eat a little differently, then tomorrow morning you wake up and look in the mirror and see the same old flubber. You have to be pretty well along the path to see any significant results. What keeps you doing this simple thing day after day? Willpower. It's like my dad, mom, my teacher, my boss, my older brother, my minister, myself always told me, I just need more willpower. Really? I don't think so. Do you want to change? If so, I can show you how to tap into the most powerful force for change there is. Would you like to know what it is? Are you ready? Here it is. Time. Position your daily actions so time is working for instead of against you, because time will either promote you or expose you. What keeps you on the path is your slight edge philosophy, which includes your understanding of the secret of time. Knowing the secret of time, you say, if I stay on this road long enough, I'll see the results I seek. It's not a question of your mood, your feelings, or your attitude. And it's not a question of willpower. It's a question of simply knowing. When you enter a darkened room, why does your hand reach out for the light switch? It's because you know that when you hit the switch, the light will go on. You don't have to give yourself positive self-talk about how you really ought to hit that light switch, or set up a system of rewards and punishments for yourself around whether you follow through or not with hitting the light switch. You don't need any rigmarole. You just hit the light switch. Why? Because you know what will happen. You know. It's the exact same thing here. You walk a little every day, lift a few weights, eat a little better, and leave the penny in the purse. Hit the light switch, because you know it will make you healthy and wealthy. The light will turn on. It's the exact same thing, no different, except for one thing, and that is time. Instant life. If you were offered the same choice the wealthy man gave his sons, would you choose the $1 million or the penny? Most people would make the second boy's choice, the right now money. After all, $1 million in cash, right now. And of course, you'd be making the wrong choice. And you would have been fooled, as millions of people around the globe are fooled every minute of every hour of every day by those two seductive little words, right now. It's become a truism to say we live in a push-button, instant gratification world. But this is a truth very much worth pondering, because it doesn't simply mean we have more impatient temperaments than our parents do. It represents an entirely different way of thinking, an entirely different philosophy. There is a natural progression in life, which everyone knew intimately back in the days when we were an agrarian society. You plant, then you cultivate, and finally you harvest. Plant, cultivate, harvest. In today's world, everyone wants to go directly from plant to harvest. We plant the seed by joining the gym, and then get frustrated when a few days go by and there's no fitness harvest. Taking recreational drugs is an effort to go from plant directly to harvest. So is taking steroids to enhance athletic performance. So is robbing a bank. So is playing the lottery. The step we keep overlooking and skipping is the step of cultivating. And that, unlike planting and harvesting, takes place only through the patient dimension of time. Because we are a culture raised on television and movies, we've lost track of time. In a film, we never see the little steps, repeated hundreds of times, which create the result. There isn't time. We might see a quick sequence of steps that conveys a super compressed sense of the evolution of the thing, the falling in love montage in practically every romantic comedy, or the training sequence in every sports movie. But these little slight edge-like dramas never last longer than 30 or 40 seconds. In real life, everything important happens through time. Success, remember, is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. All generations born since the advent of television, and especially since the rapid cutting style of MTV stepped up the pace, have a hard time grasping that. Which is one reason the slight edge is more important than ever. Where's the drama? It's not that becoming aware of the slight edge will make these critical choices easier, because they're already easy. And that, oddly enough, is the challenge of it. This is not about making tough choices. It's about making easy choices. The problem is making the wrong choices, the one that will tilt the slight edge to lean against you instead of in your favor, are also easy choices. In a way, it would be a simpler matter if making the right choices were a big deal. If it were a dramatic, huge, difficult thing. Why? Because then it would be obvious. You wouldn't need this book. The challenge is that making the right choices is not dramatic. When the hero makes the right choice in a movie, it's dramatic, all right. Problem is, your life is not a movie. Deciding whether or not to kill Darth Vader with your lightsaber is a dramatic choice. Deciding whether or not to fasten your seatbelt is an undramatic,